The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. And, of course, I'm Ed, and this morning I have in the crew Miss Brittany. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning.
And then Miss Carol.
Good morning, everyone.
And then my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
All right. Well, getting closer to Christmas, y'all. Getting closer to the end of this trying to sign up for our ugly sweater sneaker party. So if you guys are interested in that, please reserve your spot and get on the list. And like I said, that way you don't miss out on all the fun. And who knows, you might win a 65-inch TV, maybe $170 any day cookware set, or maybe even a Ring doorbell. So those are three prizes that we're raffling off. Or maybe you just win $25 gift card for your ugly sweater, or they got another one for your sneakers. So
hey, I want that door ring camera, the doorbell ring camera. People capture all kinds of stuff with it.
I hear you. Well, they're nice to have, but again, we just, trying to do our last little fundraiser of the year, bring everybody together and celebrate the holidays in a fun kind of way and enjoy some good food and good conversation and company, and you know what I'm saying, do what Blind United does. When we're not doing this and we're not doing our interest groups, we like to hang out and have fun. So that's what we plan on doing on the 28th. So again, get your reservation in. Don't miss out on it. So,
and remember to put your email address or your phone number so we can contact you and remind you and tell you any other important information.
Right. Because again, we, even though on the article or the promo we putting out, I'm letting you know where it's at, but I haven't given you the actual address and all that stuff for those that are booking access and all that kind of stuff. I've been planning on doing a little bit extra on this one. I'm trying to make sure we got plenty of people to help us out and make sure we can accommodate everybody and, get their food to them in a timely manner and, have somebody to run back and forth to the bar if you prefer to have an alcoholic beverage, stuff like that. So we're going to do also make sure we have somebody there from LA Access Services to a supervisor to, kind of coordinate all the access rides to pick people up, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. So again, we're just trying to improve on what we did last time, trying to make it better. So, come on out and hang out with us and enjoy the time. So, but anyway, everybody enjoyed their weekend. Brittany, you enjoyed your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was boring and uneventful, so that's good. That's always good.
How about you, Carol? You didn't do anything special over the weekend, sweetie?
I actually just spent the weekend with a friend. Went over there and, listened to a little TV and ate some good food and just had a good time.
Okay. Well, Pedro, he had him a long weekend. He had 4 days, so he had to have a good time.
Yeah, man. I I was up there in Lancaster, and woo, when I say it was chilling, man, that weather was bone chilling, going through your clothes, and I was on, me, I like to stay warm, and hey, it was
Well, they
cold.
get regular snowfall up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to hear. They're starting to get in the mountain. That's another thing about climate change and the weather that's happening. That's kind of crazy nowadays too. About snowing over there. Then on Friday, um, I hit Knott's Berry Farm. We was out there. We had a crowd of 10, and we was just walking around, getting some exercise in. Some folks got on the rides, and we went and stayed in line for like a whole hour to go see Snoopy on Ice. You know,
Okay.
Oh
and we
wow.
all got to sit together in a whole long row. We was all together. And this is where I started using some of my meta glasses and create a little bit of content. But besides that, aside, I was using the artificial intelligence to describe the stage and things like that. Even though you know, uh, I could have gone on um Be My Eyes and have somebody live translated. I know a person of mine, so one of my friends, she had Ira out, and her Ira is unlimited, so you know, she was getting it all done and told to her. You know what I mean? The operator gets a free show at that too. So I was like, "Hey, I can't be mad at my friend." I was like, "Hey, do you? That's what it takes. I'm all good for you. Do it. Go ahead."
Whatever works for you. That's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but no, that's cool. That's cool.
Then
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, I spend there with my kids, working on some projects on my computer and some databases things I gotta do. you know,
Right, right, right.
yeah.
Well, I didn't do much of anything myself. Caught up in this jacked up sleep cycle right now. For those in the community, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes our sleep cycle gets all out of whack, and regardless of how much you try, I mean, I go to bed, and next thing I'm waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, what? Come on, man, it's too early, But can't go back to sleep, and so I'm trying to readjust that. So hopefully I'll get back on track this week. But I'm good. I'm here. I'm making it happen. So, with all that being said, we got three pretty interesting articles for us today. The first one where we did, actually we did on Friday, where we were discussing the drone sightings over there on the northeast coast. But it appears that there's even more and more of these drone sightings occurring. So let's jump into this one and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Next up on Coffee Time, we're revisiting the ongoing mystery of unexplained drone sightings and how these aerial phenomena are expanding beyond New Jersey to multiple regions across the United States. The spread of mysterious drone activity. While New Jersey has been a focal point for unusual drone sightings since mid-November 2024, similar reports are emerging across the country. From New York to California, residents and authorities are grappling with the implications of these unexplained aerial phenomena. Key sightings across the U.S. New York. Observers in New York City and surrounding areas have reported clusters of drones flying in synchronized patterns, sparking questions about their purpose. Pennsylvania. Nighttime sightings in Philadelphia and nearby towns feature drones exhibiting coordinated flight behaviors, leaving residents baffled. Maryland. Unidentified drones have been seen across various locations, adding to the growing list of mysterious aerial activities along the East Coast. Virginia. In December 2023, Langley Air Force Base reported multiple drone incursions into its restricted airspace. Despite thorough investigations, officials have yet to explain how these breaches occurred. California. On the West Coast, reports of unexplained drone sightings near military bases and residential areas have further heightened nationwide curiosity. What are authorities doing? Federal agencies, including the FBI and Department of Homeland Security, are actively investigating the incidents. As of now, no evidence links these drones to national security threats, but officials remain vigilant. Local law enforcement agencies are also closely monitoring the situation and encouraging residents to report any unusual drone activity. Public theories and concerns. The widespread nature of these sightings has fueled various speculations. Government projects, some believe these drones could be part of secret military or surveillance operations. Foreign surveillance, concerns have been raised about potential international adversaries testing U.S. airspace defenses. Private sector activities, others suggest that corporations or private individuals may be conducting legal but disruptive drone operations. Officials caution against jumping to conclusions without concrete evidence, emphasizing the importance of continued investigation. Looking ahead, what we know and what we don't. While the origins of these drones remain unclear, the incidents highlight the complexities of monitoring airspace in the age of advanced drone technology. The lack of definitive answers underscores the need for updated regulations and public awareness to address potential risks. Conclusion. As unexplained drone sightings continue to emerge nationwide, authorities are urging the public to remain vigilant and report any unusual activity. These events highlight both the potential and the challenges posed by rapidly advancing drone technology, prompting discussions about airspace management and security. Public awareness. What are your thoughts on these mysterious drone sightings? Could they signify new technology, an emerging threat, or something else entirely? Share your perspective in the comments. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, another little quick update on this. I was caught a little article from CNN this morning, and they've now been spotted in I don't know, Ohio. I mean, that's kind of like what, like Midwest kind of thing now, or something like that. But yeah, they seen some over Chicago, and they literally had to shut down one of their airports in Chicago. I'm sorry, Ohio. But also, there's a couple guys in the news that I believe they were just, recreational drone drone users, whatever, right? And they got really, really close to Newark's airport over there, and they got in trouble. A couple of them got arrested. So for operating their stuff too close to the airport, So, but something interesting I seen in the article, again, we've been talking about this now for, a month, right? But yet the article stated that, it happened in 2023 over, Langley, and a lot of people that don't know, Langley is, that's the CIA place. So, I mean, that one was kept under wraps, and, now it's out, right? So, I mean, I don't
Well,
know. These things there's something else. I don't know what to say about it.
yeah. My first thought is we have we have rules and protocols set in place, right? Like after 9/11, right? You would think they're monitoring the skies, right? They have jets to interject them and stuff like that. And look, being in Langley, that's a very sensitive airspace, and they kept it closed. Basically, look, to me, it looks like, oh, we can't admit that something got so close to us and we don't know what it is. We didn't got to capture it. We didn't even, because it's a drone. It's human technology. You know what I mean? And who would like to know what's in Langley and how it's the layout? You know, I don't
Right.
think it would be like mostly the public. I would think it's more like who knows? But the thing is, where are the jets? Where's the action to interject them? If you're in a plane and you're in a sensitive spot, they will shoot you down, right?
Well, but see, and I was bringing this up Friday, Pedro. Drones, do not fly at the same altitude as airplanes. So just like drug smugglers been doing for years, they fly under the radar, right? So that's how they get into the country. They fly under the radar. These drones are literally flying under the radar because they don't fly at that same altitude, right? And then surface radar only catches what's on the surface. So there's a gap right there, and that's how they coming in. I mean, again, my big thing is, in the recent years, we've heard about all this, drone stuff going on. I mean, look at, earlier in the year when we had all the stuff going on between Israel and Iran, with all the drones going back and forth. And then most recently, we're giving Ukraine a lot of drone technology, and now they're using drones to attack Russia and vice versa, right? So, I mean, these drones and this new technology, this new age of potential warfare of unmanned aircraft and stuff like that, man, ain't no telling what's going on with this stuff. I mean, it could be, like you say, crazy foreign actors, or, here's a crazy thought, maybe it's, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just assuming they might have like clubs of drone, users, enthusiasts, right? And maybe they all getting together and they just, what, let's see how much stuff we can stir up, and we all just get together and fly our drones and and
Uh,
see what happens.
man, that's hard to believe to me because the charge is coming to you. If you a drone enthusiast, you would be trying to get on top of the mountains, over the cities. I understand that one, but Langley and other air forces in sensitive areas, the charges that you're gonna get and under federal, I don't think an enthusiast that is a drone enthusiast is gonna risk it all just to do that. It seems unlikely. Now, the city shots, I could kind of understand that, unless it's like a marketing scheme for a new type of drone that you could get, or 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 one day we're gonna see them land and see these Hollywood stars hopping out of them. I don't know, man, but going into sensitive areas, that's a whole other game changer there. Now you have to take it really seriously.
I
And
mean, I
we
agree. I agree on that.
we 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 have drones. Why we don't have drones on these sensitive areas that they could have took off right quick and started scanning and following these things? Capture one of these things.
Well, I
Don't blow it
mean,
up, but capture it.
right, and that's the big question now, for as long as we've been dealing with it, again, until, I put this article together, I knew nothing about the Langley thing, right? That was something that was kept under wraps, but maybe they felt there was a need to bring it out at this point, but I agree, Pedro. I mean, come on, man. There's got to be a way, when you're getting these reports, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Okay, look, whether we put our own drones up to follow them, or we just, put, as they say, scramble some, F-14s or whatever they are nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's check this out. Let's follow them. Let's see where they're going. Let's see, you know, where they're going
Yeah.
back to, whatever.
Well,
Let's try to
yeah,
work this out and identify them.
yeah. An F-16. I don't think it'd be the right vehicle unless they're going as fast as that. Because the drone could slow down and hover. You know what I mean? So we need either a drone or a a a drone that is like that we are able to two pilots could probably pilot it, stay in it. You know what I mean, and hover over it. Because the jet will doesn't slow down and hovers. It has to come back and double back, go over it, come back and double back. If you want to pinpoint where they're going, and
I mean, I
also try to.
got you, but we've also got aircraft like that U-2s that has the big radar disc on top of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they could
Mm-hmm.
fly over in some sort of a pattern where they can, catch it, because That
Yeah, that's
also,
true.
it catches all of the stuff below it, all the way to the
Mhm,
ground,
mhm,
right?
like them
Matter of fact,
spy
if I
jets
remember,
too.
yeah, matter of fact, I believe the U-2 bomber, well, it's the U-2 stealth, whatever thing it is. But
Yeah,
bottom
stealth
line,
bomber.
they can also detect the. I know when they did the thing was a Desert Storm or whatever, they were using that to find out where bunkers were, and they were
Mhm.
dropping them bunker buster bombs and stuff on the
Yeah.
bunkers.
Mhm.
So again, we got the technology, we got the equipment. It just, okay, why is it not being deployed in order to try to work this stuff out?
Yeah,
You know,
so much money going into the industrial complex, the military industrial complex, that we should be able to have take care of our within our borders, especially something like that that's airspace. And drones been here. We've been seeing little drones, but wouldn't you think the government, the technology, the rules, and all this would have been engaged already? We can't be like, oh yeah, it happened now. Now let's make up rules. We know drones been going on. We know the technology where it's going. You know, to start it setting guidelines and stuff like that. And systems. To capture, especially in sensitive areas.
right, right, right. I mean, again, it doesn't make sense. I mean, like some of the governors and local officials and stuff from the East Coast,
Hmm.
they're talking about, okay, well, we're getting briefings. They're telling us, that they're national security, whatever. But how can you tell us that if you can't tell us anything else?
Don't
You
want
know,
to tell
you,
us.
that part. So I don't know. It's a crazy thing, and
What?
again,
The conspiracy is getting real.
I mean, I
I
mean,
know
bottom line.
you don't subscribe to a lot of these things that we shooting out there. You know what I mean? Well, I
Well,
don't
no,
ask no one to subscribe. I say just do your research and stuff in some of these
right, right,
companies.
right. But see, again, my point being, and I'm not call it a conspiracy. I guess it is in a sense, but I mean, you can't sit here and tell me that that they're a non-national, threat to America, right? But you can't tell
Hmm.
me where they came from. I mean,
Hmm.
that doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't make sense. And this is one of the conspiracies about how government keeps certain secrets. Like, if they don't want the
Government
public to
cover up.
kind of government cover up. Who knows what type of I don't know if it's a new type of service coming, or one of these transportation companies are trying out a new fleet and running tests, like they were running tests with the Waymo car, but now they're doing it on the sky. Who knows? But wouldn't you think, what if that's what it was? One of these companies would have told the government, "Look, we're running tests on the new vehicles that we want to deploy." You know,
Okay,
and
but
if it was,
why do
why
we
the
need to keep
secrecy?
that under wraps? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
why the secrecy? Right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Uh,
You know,
Another thing is too, like, if it's a marketing stunt, you know how sometimes some people do marketing stunts in companies, but why keep it a
right?
secret too? If it is not
Again,
foreign, why keep it a secret? Unless it could be a U.S. project.
I mean, I hear you, but again, why keep it under wraps? Okay, we're testing out some new drone technology. No, okay, no big deal.
Well, it
At
gets
least we
out to
understand.
the foreign countries. Like, all right, let's say, okay, we're running tests on a new homeland security type weaponry, slash uh drones, right? So let's just give it a let's just uh play a little role play right here. All right, let's say something, they're planning for something, or things happen in the future. Well, let's say they're running tests on deploying these drones that could deploy across the nation real quick and get information from everywhere and send it to a central location in case there's attacks, or a chance of something happening. Unless they want to keep that under wraps and not let really other foreign governments know what we're doing, so they're just not really commenting unless it's a secret project that they can't comment on because you can't comment about that in public media, like government
Well,
officials, who knows?
well, like I said on Friday, you know what? If they don't start getting some answers, all of these Second Amendment folks, they're gonna start opening up on them. They're gonna start shooting them
Bigger
down.
weapon. You,
Yeah.
there was a meme online, folks. It was funny. They're like, I see a drone. I got my pistol. That ain't gonna do nothing. What we need bigger weapons. That was
Yeah,
funny. Oh
break
my
out
god. But
the grenade launcher, the surface to air missiles, kind of whatever. So yeah,
well,
but
what I
it's
would have
crazy.
thought they could do a small EMP. Boom, cut off the power on that. Boom, let it fall. Whatever. But that's even dangerous. It needs to be somewhere where it's not populated. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um.
I agree, but again, until, like that clip, I was talking about that I was caught this morning about being in Ohio. I mean, even the
Mhm.
stuff out here in California, they said the people that seen them said they're coming in off the ocean, just like the folks in, New Jersey when it was first done. They're coming in off the ocean, right? So, I
Yes.
mean, again, if you can't shoot them down or do whatever, the electromagnetic pulse thing, whatever, wait till they get back out over the ocean. You know what I'm saying? And then do that.
Mhm.
Let them fall down in the water, and then you pick them up from there. And go that
Yeah.
way with
Yeah.
it. Rather than drop them on the populated areas.
Because the way they intercept is boom boom pow, and it's a problem when you especially overpopulated areas. So,
Yeah,
for example, if an airplane flies in, right, and they're like, stop, turn your path, whatever, they get permission to shoot it down, but it's still over public. I understand that part, but this is more drone, more down. It's not all the way up in the air. You know what I mean?
right.
So
But I mean,
it's
to
something where
me,
they
it's
just
like
dragnet. Hmm.
to me, it's just like in that movie Hidden Figures when they were broke down on the side of the road, and he found out the sheriff found out they worked for Langley on the space
Hmm.
project, and he looked up and he said, "God damn Sputnik! I bet they up there looking down at us right now." you know, I mean, again, that's people are having that frame of mind. They're having that thought process, and then again, like I said, there's a lot of folks that ain't gonna think about the fact that, man, if I shoot this down, it's gonna fall on, in the city. They don't even care. They ain't even thinking about that part of it. They just don't want it flying in their, over their house or over their area or whatever, right?
Right.
So again, they better get some answers up pretty quick, because
Yeah,
again, the way things are changing, it might get out of control.
yeah, it's true.
So
Also, yeah, you're right. How are you gonna say it's not a national security issue, right? How do you know that? What do you know that you're not telling us?
well,
You know,
exactly.
like,
So
do you think the public can handle the information? So you rather have the public in a frenzy and kind of worrying and wondering what is this,
uh,
and the government is here to protect us. Well, it's here to serve us, and the army here is to protect our country. Right now it seems like there's a new
it sound
threat.
like they just sleep at the wheel. That's what it sound like.
That's what it does sound like. Like, oh,
so,
we got people
but
reporting this. Now we gotta come out and say something. You
right,
know.
right, right. So, but bottom line, this is we can tell this is going to be an ongoing story. So we're going to do our best to keep up with it and bring it to you as new developments come out. So we at that time, so we need to move forward a little bit. Britt, we got any comments down there, sweetie?
No, not today.
Not today. Nobody likes us on Monday morning.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Oh, well, don't sound so sad, Brett. They'll be with us soon. All right, my brother. Well, let's get these commercials and stuff out the way because we got a couple more really interesting articles we want to bring to the table before we're out of here.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
Well, all right. Well, that's again, Jimmy does a lot of good stuff. Just a little quick side note, if you're planning on attending any Blind United event or anything where you're going to see like me and Pedro or whatever, in your journeys, please, if you got any extra canes, broken canes, I don't care. The cord is broke or whatever the case may be, man, Jimmy will take those canes and refurbish them and put them in the hands of somebody that truly, truly needs them. So please bring those and drop them off with us. We really, really, really appreciate it to help that cause. So this next one is actually some new technology that's might be beneficial to us here coming up really, really soon. So let's hear about it and then we can talk about it on the other side.
Next up on Coffee Time, we're discussing a groundbreaking innovation in transportation that could redefine mobility for the blind and visually impaired community, Qibus's remote driving technology. Qibus, revolutionizing accessible transportation. Qibus's remote driving technology offers a safe and innovative solution for individuals with visual impairments by removing the need for an in-vehicle driver. Operated remotely by trained professionals in controlled environments, this cutting-edge technology aims to increase independence and accessibility for the blind community. Key benefits for the blind community. Enhanced mobility. Qibus eliminates the need for traditional rideshare drivers, allowing individuals with visual impairments to travel more independently and conveniently to various destinations. Safety and comfort. With remote drivers operating vehicles in distraction-free environments, risks associated with inattentiveness or unsafe driving behaviors are significantly reduced, ensuring a smoother and more secure ride. Potential accessibility features. While specific user-friendly interfaces for visually impaired passengers are not yet detailed, Qibus's design holds the potential for incorporating tailored accessibility features to meet diverse needs. Cost and availability. Business applications. Qibus is currently focused on partnerships with businesses, such as car dealerships, for services like vehicle deliveries and fleet management. Personal use. Pricing and subscription details for individual users have yet to be disclosed. Interested individuals are encouraged to visit Qibus.com for the latest updates on availability and costs. Conclusion: Qibus's remote driving technology marks a promising advancement in accessible transportation for the blind and visually impaired. Combining safety, comfort, and the potential for greater independence, it represents a transformative step forward in inclusive mobility solutions. While details about personal use are still emerging, the potential impact on the lives of visually impaired individuals is profound. What are your thoughts on remote driving technology? Could this innovation be the future of accessible transportation? Share your insights in the comments. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
So when I was doing the research on this, number one, it sounds almost like Ira, but in a car, right? Where we can just have somebody, remotely driving our car for us, a trained professional. But they were also talking about, in the information that I found, that as an example, we live, relatively close to each other, like Brittany, myself, Pedro, whatever. We could actually go in on a car with this technology, and we can share a car, right? So, like if the car's at my house and Pedro needs it, he can just dial it up and have the car at his house at a certain time, or vice versa. Brittany could do the same thing, and then because we don't have to drive the car between each other, maybe we can share it. Mondays you, Tuesdays me, Wednesdays Britt, and so on and so forth, right?
I could be like,
But
Ed, you already almost here to pick me up. I'm on my way, man. I'm on the freeway.
that part, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? So, but again, also, I guess, supposed to be a good aspect of this. It can be put in any car. I mean, it can. You just kind of plug it in, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And you go buy a car and plug it in, and boom, you're good. Now you got to take care. I don't. They didn't give us a subscription and all that stuff, right? But again, you got like Ira for the car. In essence, you got a trained professional sitting just like this drone technology. People sitting in a room somewhere operating these drones. Well, now you're going to have somebody sitting in the room operating, driving your car for you. So I mean, I don't
More
know.
jobs are
Maybe,
opening up.
yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe that might be what we get first before we get the fully autonomous vehicles. I don't know. But it
Mm-hmm.
sounded interesting. So, what y'all think?
I just want to know how much the subscription would cost.
Really, like I'm trying to hop in one already and roll out.
Right.
Right. I mean, and again, you ain't got to have no high end car like Waymo using Jaguars and stuff like that. And, a lot of Uber, they using the high end Teslas and all that kind of stuff. Man, we can go get us a Toyota or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A Honda, whatever. And,
Can I put it on a Chevy 6.4 or what?
I don't know if we can put it in there, dog. I'd love to have me a low rider with some.
Right.
Yeah, hit the corner on three-wheel motion like,
Right. You see us rolling down Crenshaw in a low rider and ain't nobody in the driver's seat.
Wow.
That would be amazing. With a ragtop 64.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. But yeah, it's true. It could be economically doable.
I mean,
Even to
again,
buy it, to buy it for a company or something like that. You know what I mean? Use it for a company. Boom.
I mean, like they were saying, the fleet management, also in the research I've seen where, like I said, they were reaching out to businesses. I mean, imagine the rent-a-car service now, rather than having to go to the rent-a-car, they can just deliver a car to you. I mean, there's so much potential here. How about this one? Finance companies requiring that you have this on your car. That way, if you don't pay your note, they don't have to repo it. They just fire them or drive it back to the lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. But I mean, again, anything that's going to give us the opportunity to be able to travel, without doing all this ride share stuff, I'm with
Right.
it.
Yeah, I want to know how it looks. I want to know what type of technology it uses, what type of sensors. I want to know how you install it. If you have to install something outside on your body, or do you need to install something on the steering wheel and gas pedals and things like that. Um, there's a lot of questions I have. You know, I might have to go visit that website and check that
Yeah,
out.
I
And
mean, it's just in today's technology and cars and stuff, I mean, what makes it logical for me is understanding that in just like airplanes, they're going away from a lot of the mechanical end of it, and there's more electronic end of it, to where now a lot of cars, instead of when you turn the wheel, you're actually turning into a steering box and all that kind of stuff. You're actually turning a sensor, and so it's electronic. The gas pedal is no longer has a cable on it; it's just sensor. The brakes is no longer pushing on the master cylinder; it's a sensor. You
mhm.
know, and I think that's the key to all of this is tapping into those sensors, right? And they just doing it remotely, just like they would one of these drones or something. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I mean, that's my take on it anyway.
yeah. Well, this is the beginning. This is the beginning where things are getting autonomously remote driven. And yeah, I think this is a stepping stone before self-driving. Once we have mastered self-driving, now we can go from a 2D driving plane to a 3D driving plane. Once they are able to get these, look, we already have drones. What about later on in the future? You have a flying car, and you need the systems required to drive that flying car around. You need computers because we all know there's a lot of human error.
Well,
And
this is true. This is true. And just I've seen articles where there are people out there that are developing flying cars already.
already, yeah,
Uh,
already.
Already. So I mean, they've been trying to do it for a lot of years, right? But they're
Hmm.
actually getting the technology down to where it's becoming more affordable.
Hmm.
So again, technology,
Well,
man, is
well,
something
you could
else.
even have a helicopter delivered in a box, and you just build it. It's like one of these small helicopter things. You haven't seen those? You could
Yeah,
build them and fly them around and stuff like
yeah.
that. You can have them delivered and stuff like that. It's new age where we live in. That's what I'm saying. We're in the future, and people are like sometimes stuck on their way of thinking in the past. I'm like, hey, we need universal health care. We need a lot of stuff that modern society's been having that it's not trying to come to our public space. You know what I mean? I hear about the goal of trying to get to 0 point energy, you know, and 0 point energy is making energy off of thin air, and they're trying to develop that fusion and other types of technologies. But man, once we are able to get so much power out in and they just made a super semiconductor that doesn't get hot, that doesn't require to be in cold below 0 degrees, to conduct all this high power. So the technology is moving, and then it's going to start getting implemented in society. So things are coming. I'm hearing about diamond type batteries. I'm hearing about all types of different
Oh
technology, but
yeah,
that's a whole other thing
right.
that I've already seen coming. But that's a whole other topic and time. But guys, we are living in the future. To us, it seems like it's rolling out slowly, but if we were in 1995 and we look right now this way, I know we don't have those Back to the Future self-tie uh, laces still. I think they're developing those things too. But
It's possible. It's possible. But again, technology is leading us into the future, which brings me to want to move on to this next one where looks like corporate America is getting ready to roll back some stuff on us. So let's check this one out. I'm pretty sure this one's going to create a lot of thought. So
Next up on Coffee Time, we're unpacking Walmart's recent changes to its diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, policies, and the broader implications for corporate inclusivity. Walmart's shift in DEI policies. Walmart, the world's largest retailer, has announced significant modifications to its DEI strategies, reflecting a shift in approach that mirrors trends across other major corporations. Key policy adjustments. Supplier diversity. Walmart will no longer consider race and gender as criteria when awarding supplier contracts, marking a departure from prior efforts to diversify its supplier network. Center for Racial Equity. Established in 2020 with a $100 million investment, the Center for Racial Equity aims to address systemic disparities in key areas such as education, health, finance, and criminal justice. Walmart has chosen not to renew its 5-year commitment to this initiative. Employee training. Racial equity training programs previously offered through the Racial Equity Institute will be discontinued. LGBTQ+ initiatives. The company plans to review its support for Pride events to ensure alignment with its brand values. Withdraw from the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index. Monitor its online marketplace to restrict the sale of products deemed inappropriate for minors, particularly those related to sexual or transgender topics. The broader context. Walmart's policy changes occur amid increasing pressure from conservative activists and political leaders who argue that DEI initiatives may promote division. Activist Robbie Starbuck has been a vocal proponent of urging corporations like Walmart to scale back such efforts. Additionally, the U.S. Supreme Court's 2023 decision to end affirmative action in college admissions has triggered a wave of corporate reevaluations of diversity programs to align with the changing legal landscape. Reactions to Walmart's decisions. Support for the changes. Conservative groups have welcomed Walmart's decision, viewing it as a rejection of what they see as divisive and overly politicized practices. Concerns from DEI advocates. Proponents of workplace diversity worry that scaling back these initiatives may stall progress toward equity and inclusivity. Walmart has framed its adjustments as part of a broader journey to ensure inclusivity and belonging for all associates, customers, and suppliers, emphasizing its commitment to being a retailer for everyone. Corporate trends and future implications. Walmart's shift reflects a larger trend among corporations reassessing DEI initiatives in response to political, legal, and social pressures. While some view these changes as necessary recalibrations, others fear they signal a step back from fostering inclusive work environments. The long-term effects on corporate culture and diversity efforts remain uncertain as companies like Walmart navigate these evolving dynamics. What do you think about Walmart's changes to its DEI policies? Are they a sign of necessary adaptation, or do they risk undermining inclusivity? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their reflections.
So for me, I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. On one hand, minorities have gotten a short end of the deal for a very, very, very long time. And that's why these types of things have been implemented, right? To give, minorities a chance to excel, But, again, because of it, I'll agree that the best person doesn't always get the job, If they're coming up short on their per se quotas of having so many minorities working or whatever, and the best person may not be a minority at that point. So again, it's a mixed bag for me. I don't really like it. I think it's a step backwards. I think we could probably find a better way to come to a better solution than rolling back, all this kind of stuff. So, but what's scary to me is, okay, Walmart, right? We're hearing about it, but they're saying that they're following a trend that corporate America is already been implementing these rollbacks, I guess, for a little while, and we just didn't know about it.
Well, one thing that I noticed in the article that Walmart said, they want to be a store to include everyone, but they want to stop selling certain items for, let's say, trans people and all that. So how are you going to be a company for all when you already want to exclude certain items, certain fashions, and certain towards geared to certain people in our community? You're
Right,
not being inclusive to all, you know. And I feel people on the right, and this is the leadership on the right. I'm not saying um, people that are regular citizens that are Republican or nothing. I'm saying the leadership use this term DEI hire as a weaponized term to include so much that it doesn't include. You know, they're like, oh, the worst people get the people that are not qualified get the job. But even without this DEI um, law and all this stuff, look, you will have people in boards hiring and getting their family members in places of leadership, management, or even CEOs and all this, and we'll bring in somebody like that. And that person might not even be qualified. They just might be what? A member of that
right,
person's family. We see it in the White House now in the upcoming administration. You get what I'm saying? So even without that, I believe there's still going to be people hired that are not qualified for that position.
right. And again, the article makes the statement that this is because of pressure from the conservative party,
Yes,
and
and I do believe people should get hired on their merits, though.
I do too. I mean, again, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. On one hand, I want the best person to get the job, but at
Hmm.
the same time, I don't want favoritism to get in the way.
Of course, and what they tell you: go to school, work hard, you get to the top echelon. But what they tell you when you get up there, it's who you know. Plus, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ed, I thought this whole DEI thing was about inclusion in the boardroom of Fortune 500 companies. How the board members and CEOs didn't represent their customer base or their workforce base, right?
Right. Well, again, it's all levels of society is where DEI
Hmm.
is, it was set forth to. I mean, even when I was more active, here in the state, I was chairperson for the DEI for the state of California. And again, it's about making it, everybody equal. I mean, here, Blind United, that's the way I feel about it. I mean, I don't care what your, race, sexual preference, whatever. I don't care. That ain't none of my business. You're blind, you're part of the community, you're welcome. That's just
Hmm.
my way of thinking about it, right? And I think
Yep.
it should be that way across society, whether, it's in the restaurant or it's in the boardroom. I don't care. It should be that way. But we know that there's a very, very large sector of society that is stuck back in the pre Civil War days, and they still have that mentality, and even though we're trying to create the inclusion with DEI, they're actually creating division by trying to do away with it. But then they're
Yes.
blaming division being because of DEI. I mean, I've heard a lot lately where conservatives are actually claiming that their DEI forces discrimination against, them per se.
Oh wow. Okay, so I got several thoughts. Go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry.
No, I mean, no, that was it. I mean, again,
Okay.
that's amazing to me. When
Okay.
you've had privileges, uh, beyond, above and beyond the rest of society, for what, generations,
Well, not only that, and you had the upper hand in creating the system that we all live under, the system that was created. Not to sound, so like negative, but it was created by whites, right? And
yeah,
they've been had the way to maneuver that system. They've been doing it for the beginning of the country, and we had black Americans that were hated against, put down, was in slavery and all that. So there is been an imbalance. Even when immigrants came and migrated, that includes Italians, that includes Latinos and other ethnicities. They have under they're they don't have what the founders and the people that were here that created the system have. The family wealth that they have built, you know. And with this DEI thing going away, remember when the boardroom wouldn't have women on? They were like, oh no, man, they're gonna be too bossy or whatever it was. It was not having women in those position of power. Now,
right.
since the DEI came and was in place, how many women CEO has there been, and how many women have been in boardrooms and now are there?
Right.
You know,
Again, not only minorities, but like you say, women,
women.
and
Mm-hmm.
we all know that, there's certain aspects of the conservative party that actually want women to get out of the workforce. They want them to go back to, being homemakers and cooking dinner and, cleaning the house and all that other kind of stuff. But they don't realize they created a society where people just can't afford to do that anymore. I mean, everybody's got to work and just to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again,
Yes.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't.
Yes.
But
And yeah, because then you even without that in place, the wrong person might be hired, the person that's a friend, the person that's a family member, the person that is less qualified, because you might not like the person that's there, or you might have some negative thoughts like, oh no, they can't do whatever it may be, right? And they could be really qualified and the other person gets a job. So it could work in negative ways both ways, but I think, well, this was in place, it was more equal because uh now you can't just, oh, let me bring in a person that looks like me, my friend, or another billionaire to come run this over here. You know what I mean? And I think it's more of a instead of uh you're Latino or you're black or you're this, I think it's more of a rich and poor issue. Can I get more rich people in my board and get more people up here and not bring poor people up to the, well, to the to the middle, or have the middle people, that are in the middle, go up to the rich level. You know what I mean? You get to kind of have a classes, like a rich
right,
class, a middle class, and
right.
a.
Classism.
Yeah, classism. Now we all know that the middle class is disappearing far a lot, and they're not going up. They're going into the poor spectrum. Now, if we have only rich class and poor class, then we have a problem. It's already going
Yeah,
that way, you know.
yeah,
And then we have the leadership in our country, left and right, that are millionaires and billionaires, and there's not representative of us poor class. So we're getting the short end of the stick all the time. We have to think of that way instead of trying to think, oh, this person's from over here, or this person is that, this person is this person is a woman. No, it's a class system war that's been raging on, and I believe it started from Reaganomics with the trickle down economics. Nothing trickles down. When you fill in a bucket, you don't start from the top. When you pour in the water, where does it go first? In the bottom, it starts getting filled and filled and filled, and it comes up to the top. You
I mean,
know?
I agree. I agree. It's I mean, it's only the beginning. I mean, of the things that they're trying to do, and for me, this is, a win for the good old boy club. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. So, hopefully, we don't uh, doesn't hurt us that bad. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of side effects that people didn't realize, when they're looking at it on the surface. That, oh, it ain't that bad. But I think when it all comes out in the wash, like you say, a lot of the women and whatever that's losing their jobs and stuff, and, corporate executive jobs, positions of high position, higher positions and stuff like that. So, hey, we'll see where it's going to go. We're going to deal with it. So, before we leave up out of here, did we get anybody commenting today, Miss Britt? Maybe we lost her. Well, I guess it is what it is. Carol, we didn't hear from you a lot, baby. You good? You got anything you want to say before we get out of here on this?
No, just have a magnificent Monday, everybody.
All right. Well, it is the end of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and cut this one short. And like I said, we'll stay on top of some of these stories.
Comment about these drones flying around. I would like to know. I'd like to know what y'all think it is. I would like to know from the commenters. Hey, interesting story right there. Let's keep our eye out on that one, because that is crazy.
Right. And then again, like we said, if you got any topics that you'd like us to cover, drop a line at info@blindunited.org and let me know. You give me a topic that you'd like us to cover, and I'll do the research and get an article set up for us, and we can bring it to the table and discuss it. So on that note, everybody, as Miss Carol says, have a magnificent Monday, and we will see you again tomorrow. Same Blind United time, same Blind United channel. So we'll talk to everybody soon. Have a blessed day.